Is this thing working? Evening, peeps. How are we all doing? Good to see you here. Chris, Joseph, Scott. I'm here. How's everyone doing today? Scotty? See. The usual start. What's been going on in my fish room? Well, not a huge amount. I did move the dominant male butterfly cichlid from the flex just out of shot there into there. Hopefully then the remaining male and the female will pair up and I'll get baby fish. Although looking at what's going on at the moment, I might well get baby fish anyway because the chopro danios are getting jiggy with it. And down here, out of shot, I have set up a kind of semi-inspired by Joseph when he was talking about shoe boxes the other day. Excuse the mess. We have a 24-litre storage box that's got basically about a third of my crib fry in there. Fry, they're about an inch long now, so we're just growing them out. Oh, somewhere there. Who else have we got turn up? Hey Pam, hey Anna. Oh, I'm going to have to scroll up, I've missed people. Hey Jesse, Holly. Oh, KNMA, new name. Select Pet, Sergeant Pepper. How you doing, Scott? Your ledge, Dan. Yeah, you lurk away, Scott. Might actually have a bit of a natter about UFOs later if you're up for that. So the only things and when you're talking about football, you mean handball, don't you? Not football, because you play football with your feet. You don't catch. Catching a football is a foul. Anyway, so what did I buy this week? Nothing fish-wise or plant-wise, nothing exciting like that. But I was looking through the Facebook marketplace and saw some books for £4, which I think works out roughly about $5. So I've got the probably not too much use Tropical Aquarium Fish Guide. So yeah, that was in the bundle. It was 2 books, but the one I really wanted, and I can't believe I got this for included for £4, is Dr. Axelrod's Mini Atlas, and it's not exactly a thin one. It's what does it say? 700 pages of photos of different fish with all the various scientific stuff you kind of need to know. Now I'm talking about football. But yeah, hopefully, I mean, even if I don't use it much as a book, it's quite good for working out with. It's a fair bit of weight to that. I just don't know what you're watching, Scotty. It's like any sport. If you don't understand or know all the ins and outs and the tactics and what's happening, what people are doing, why they're doing it, then it can be boring. Yeah, I know you're just poking fun, Chris. I am too. Much like you play rounders and netball. It's like cricket. Once you know the ins and outs and the intricacies of the game, cricket can be quite interesting. If you don't know all that. No, Scott, that's a small part of my DVD collection. That's only one of the shelving units. Gee, darling, you crazy Belgian, how are you doing? Yeah, I've got no results either, Dan. I've been with Mary all day as it's her birthday tomorrow. Yeah. But yeah, Scott, that's probably about a quarter of my DVD collection. I've got well over 1,000, mostly horror movies, mostly ones nobody's heard of. Yeah, it's just just glad you can't see my entire CD collection. Yes, Scott, everything I've got is on internal filters. This is a 200, which is 200 litre, which is about 45 gallon-ish. And it's got the Fluval U4, that side, out, shoulders had it, and just a little old style box filter. That side, the air powered box filter. And yep, no issues with nitrates or ammonia or anything like that. I've got a fairly deep substrate bed. Well, it's pretty heavily stocked for what it is, and there's a lot of guppies and platies and random little things in there. Hey, there's Bearded Rifle Model Works. How you doing, Luke? Got tonight off. So yeah, I mean, yeah. Don't be scared, Scott. She's getting it out. She's not. Hey, Dan. She's not keeping it all inside, locked up. She's letting it out. It means you're safer. And give Liz a big old mwah from me too. Yeah. Jess, how you doing, Jess? Yeah, coffee is a good thing. Oh, candy tea. Are you English? Hey, Big J. So yeah, I'm do suffer a bit from collectoritis. So things like DVDs, CDs, all that kind of stuff. I've got several thousand of. And just if they fancy sponsoring me, I'll quite happily drink one in every video. Ooh. Well, you did look exceptionally lovely, Jess, I have to say. I saw your picture on Facebook. Yeah. I mean, you look lovely all the time, but in a pretty frock and made up. Dee, how you doing? Yeah, so I'm a bit weird. I collect stuff. And now it seems I'm collecting fish and fish tanks. How's it going, Joseph? But yeah, I'll say when it comes down to cichlids, Scott, all I've got is African butterflies, rams, and cribs. But I've got 80 odd cribs. So cribs for the win. Everyone go out there and promote cribensis as one of the best fish you can ever have. Ooh, Skyrim theme tank. That'd be cool. Yeah, buckets of cribs. Cribs for days. That's what we want. Exactly, Scott. I mean, what more can you want in a fish? They're pretty. They're easy to breed. They're easy to look after. They don't dig up your plants or eat them. They're not aggressive unless they've got small fry. Well, then any cichlid that's got fry is going to be aggressive. It's just the way they are. And it's not attacking other fish, it's chasing them off. And yeah, it's... Oh, both breeding pairs are on strike. Oh, no. Try swapping them over, Select Pet. If they're in different tanks, try swapping from one tank to the other. That's what I normally find happens. I tend to get fish breed just after I get them. So I'm thinking it's the change in circumstances, and they go, ooh, and for some reason they breed. So maybe try swapping the tanks over. That's something I've done. I don't know. I think some of you watched my rant video earlier this week about the fish police. I'm pretty sure everyone in the fish fam, especially, and probably the modelers that are here as well, would share the same kind of feelings about, you know, people basically trying to force people out of the hobby is the way I see it. No, why swap? No, literally swap the pairs over. So you put one pair into the other tank, and so. Oh, yeah, but you're lovely, Jess. I'll give you a good cuddle. I'll give Chris a cuddle and Scott a cuddle as well, but and Joseph and pretty much anyone here. Which is why the modelers are glad I don't go to Telford, because they'd all get a hug. But yeah, so that's pretty much the extent of what's been going on around here fishy wise this week. The shrimp in Norman the Better's tank are multiplying at an alarming rate. He seems to have decided a while ago, bro hugs. Yeah, hugs are just great. Anyone who gets offended by a hug, if you don't know the person, don't just randomly hug them. But yeah, move that water hose, Scott, before you make a flood. And oh yeah, you just overcomplicated it, Aaron. That's the problem. But yeah, get yourself in a good hot bath and have a soak. Yeah, Scott, make sure you don't flood anything. Okay, don't pay attention to me and flood something, because then you'll upset Liz, and you'll wake her up from her nap, and then she will go Stephen King on you. And I think we know who'd lose that fight as well, hey Scott. But yeah, so the cherry shrimp in with Norman the Better. Yeah, I think he's just decided that he's just given up. I think he's like, nah, I'm not even going to bother. Oh, super tower, nah, you see, laptop. That's all you need. I don't do anything. I mean, literally, all this laptop gets used for is uploading YouTube videos. Oh, pardon me. My live stream and the ISM live stream on a Friday, and then for Hangouts, that is it. I'm not a super online kind of person. No, my phone is used for telephone calls and texts. I take the occasional photo with it as well. Yeah, I'll try and remember that and Google it later, Aaron. Yeah, the concrete to seal it. Actually, Chris, have you got gesso? The was it textured paint, basically, isn't it? And then a coat of varnish over it. Yeah, I've never spent that much on a computer. They aren't worth it. Yeah, sorry, Holly. I do sometimes burp occasionally. I do try and keep them relatively quiet and calm. Any of the guys who are in here, I don't know if Luke's still in here, but he's heard me burp in a hangout and knows the volume level they get to. The case, what a bit of basically pressed metal. Hi, Dennis, tater salad, giant cup of coffee, put on red zone. Time to beat my lady in front. I'm glad I read the rest of that in fantasy football. Yeah, I'll say Luke will agree that I can burp rather loudly when I want to. This is me keeping it quiet. I'm saying, if any of you guys are interested, because I'm guessing all the fishy peeps are already all subscribed to all the fishy peeps. The names you don't see, which will be the modelling channels, if you've got an interest remotely in scale modeling, or in Black Rifle Model Works case, big hunky guys with impressive beards, then go and subscribe to them as well. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so yes, Scott, as I was saying, the that's Alien World Scott, not King Queen Scott or Scotty. I really do like your theory about the alien drones, as it were. You know, it just makes a whole lot of sense to me that if your civilization and your technology is advanced enough to cross interstellar gaps, then you're going to be able to build either an AI or a self-flying drone. Even if you go in the speed of light, the time it's going to take to get from, is it Proxima Centauri, the closest star, to here, you're talking years. So yeah, as I say, I'm not. How can I? I don't want to say it and come across nastily. I'm not a UFO nut. I don't mean that as in nutter. I mean like as in heavily interested. I've not researched it really. I'm more on the paranormal side. The cryptozoology side is where more my interest lay. But then that's because I've had experiences with that kind of thing. Whereas, I've not seen a UFO. I mean, I did think I did. I thought I did once, and then it got closer, and it turned out it was a plane. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not meaning to offend. But as I say, cryptids, the paranormal, UFOs, extraterrestrials, all tend to get lumped into the same bracket as niche, weird, load of rubbish, normally by people who worship ghosts or things they've got no proof of. Sorry, yeah, enough religion. Yeah, so you were saying about the was it Captain and Commander Fravor? I saw that episode of Joe Rogan, and yeah, then it became an IFO, Chris, an identified flying object. Although if someone farts through your letterbox, that's a UFO, an unidentified farting object. How you feel? How's it going? Ah, yes, Black Shuck. Bit creepy that one, isn't it, Dan? Yeah, sort of. Yeah, you can't deny it. I mean, now I know for a fact that the Russians, when it comes to military airplane technology, are rather further ahead than the Americans. Hey, Tara. And I don't mean that in a disparaging way, but let's be honest, they've had thrust vectoring engines for about 30 years, which the Americans have only just about figured out on their current crop of brand new planes. Well, it's just, you should stop feeding him sprouts, Chris. And seeing something like a flanker, an Su-27, if you just go on YouTube and look up Cobra roll or Su-27 aerobatics, yeah. I mean, some of the things those things can do. No, not the Frogfoot, the Su-27, the flanker. When you see a plane fly across like that, go like that, and then basically, or literally hover like that, and drop, and then go up and down. Yeah, I think Lisbeth, One Fish, Two Fish might be selling those. Yeah, I'll say the F-22 Raptor can do it just now. The flanker's been around a long time. It's been able to do that for, what do you reckon, Luke? About 30 years, the SU-27? 20, 30 years? It's Bob Kaler. Hello, Bob. Yeah. Yeah. And so with the orbs, it's sometimes, yes, they might be dust particles, but if you look close, you can tell whether it's, especially with video, you can tell by the way they're moving. Geez, make eye contact. Stare at your shoes, Candy. Stare at your shoes. Yeah, so at least 25 years the Russians have been able to do those kind of maneuvers. And when you see the size of an Su-27 compared to a Raptor, that thing's a monster. I've actually got one up here built. What have I got that you might be familiar with the size of? I know what. Here we go. Oh, put my bum away. We have a right. So we have a World War II P-40 Warhawk. Right. Yep. You'll pretty much know that is a World War II fighter plane. That is in 1/48 scale. Right. Now I'm going to go get. And this is a very much what-if version of the F5 Tiger Shark, also in 1/48 scale. And yes, I did it in a Russian livery just to upset some people. Now, the Su-27 flanker, and this is the same scale. That is a 1/48 scale plane. That is what the Russians have doing the Cobra rolls and all the other cool stuff. So, yeah. You can imagine just how much power's in those engines. Yeah, so it's the Hobby Boss flanker, superb kit. Goes together, an absolute dream. You have to. Actually, Dennis, you probably. I wouldn't be surprised if you got flankers going over you sometimes. Because we all know what the Russians are like about obeying border limits. Yeah. Yes, I had to move a bit around, Scott. I basically had to move a stool over to put the laptop on, unplug the air pump from this tank to plug the laptop into, and unfold my chair. It'll probably sit here till like Wednesday. Yeah, along with artillery shelling. Yeah, just as impressive. I've heard about them. I've not heard any theories as to what they could be that would make sense to me, Scott. It's like the I can't remember what they call it. Is it the Chicago hum? Well, it comes from the hum emanates from Chicago. They hear it in a town in Canada, just across the border. and you can't hear it in Chicago. They've traced it. It comes to this small industrial island. Oh God. It's whichever the first one they released was, Aaron. Oh yeah, I mean thrust vectoring is not essential, no, because dogfights are fought at such ranges these days. You don't see the other plane, and if you stop to do things like cobra rolls, or anything remotely like the Top Gear, slam on the brakes and he'll fly right by. You just get a missile up your exhaust pipe. That's all that's going to happen. Dogfights aren't dogfights. No. I think the only reason the Russians have a cannon on or a gun on their planes is because they do sometimes find themselves fighting against people who don't have modern planes, and they can then just shoot them down with the gun rather than waste money on missiles. The Russians have Stargate. No, they have Tunguska, and that caused a lot of confusion until someone figured out what the Tunguska event actually was, which was an airburst meteorite. And the way they figured that out was quite interesting. It was, if you're not familiar, it was a early last century in Siberia, basically. People heard a big bang, saw a big flash of light, and then Dave's out and about. And there was just devastation. All the trees were just scorched and flattened, and they couldn't figure out what had happened. Was it aliens? Was it nuclear testing? Was it this? Was it that? But then they figured out that all the trees at the center, the epicenter of the blast, all the trees were standing up straight, but had all their branches removed. So basically, they were right underneath it when it went bang, and just airburst meteorite. And that's the thing that's going to do for us if we don't do it ourselves. All the gun is useful for, as you say, is close-in gun dogfights. Maybe if they're up against, as I say, a country that's still using like MiG-15s or something, then it'd be great. But other than that, actually, I think half the time they don't even bother loading it. Unless it's an A-10, then obviously, But then the cannon on an A-10, the actual body of the cannon without the barrel is bigger than a VW Beetle, which explains quite a bit. 20mm armor-piercing shells, 6,000 rounds a minute. Yeah. Fire it for more than 3 seconds and the plane will drop out the sky, because it will literally, the recoil force from the cannon slows the plane down that much, it'll just stop and drop. And because they fly so low, there's not a lot of time to get it back under control again. But that's. I'm trying to think if there's anything else interesting I've heard of. Yeah, it may well have been the flanker B ASBO. I did put some resin bits on that. It's got most of the weapons on there are resin. The exhausts are resin. The wheels are resin. The bang seat is resin. I think that's about it. Yeah, and the A10 just had another update, so it's going to be around a long time. I think they did figure out it came from the Taurid cluster, Sean. One of those things where they can figure out exactly what rotation the world was in on that date. the direction it would have had to have come from to airburst there, and then trace that back, as it were, allowing for gravity wells, etc. Yes. So you can see, when I'm not watching fish videos or fish fam or modeling videos, yeah, I'm watching paranormal and documentarian type things. Well, I did have a video come up on my. Yeah, there's nothing to touch it, Luke. Yeah, but people love the Phantom still, though, Chris. I've never been a fan. But yeah, it's came up on my YouTube feed today. Apparently, someone found, or someone has brought back the body of a Bigfoot. Now, while I'm all for something like that, you know, if someone has found a Bigfoot, that'd be awesome. But I get the feeling that if someone had found Bigfoot, it wouldn't, first of all, show up on a small YouTube channel. First, we would know it would be front page news worldwide, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. Yeah. Yeah, we've all got different ideas of what we think is a pretty looking plane. Yeah, I bet you are, Luke. Just as long as it, as long as it's firing in the right direction. Let's put it that way. Welcome back, Scott. Because I was seeing videos where A-10s have accidentally fired at the wrong troops. Missed, luckily. But yeah, when you got British squaddies going, I filled my pants. It did. And I guess with all the new Copacabana stuff, I don't have to say PG-13, blah, blah, blah. There will be smoking, drinking energy drinks, possibly swearing. Wind. Thank you very much, Dom. It's Chewy. Have I missed you earlier, Chewy, or you just turned up? Yeah, F-14 was cool. Well, I mean, to give you an idea, the Su-27 flanker is slightly larger than the Tomcat with its wings out. I forget things at my age, Chewy. I forget my own name some days. Yeah, Black Hawks are cool. I mean, even better if Orlando Bloom's falling out of them. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to plane, or when it comes to helis, Apache, except no substitute. So, because I'm on the flight paths for Lakenham, Marham, or Lakenheath, Marham, and pretty much any of the, go ugly early. Yeah, exactly. Why stay all night, Luke? Why stay all night? Go ugly early, get home, get a good night's kit. Then you can get up and run off early in the morning. F-111, yeah, that was a pretty plane. I just like the flankers. They're just, they look mean just sitting still. They don't get cosseted and kept in nice, warm, dry, clean hangars. They get parked up at the end of the runway with a tarpaulin chucked over the canopy. And next time they need to fly it, they pull the canopy off and stick some juice in it, and away it goes. Oh no! Oh, that's a nightmare, Jess. You can't be not having frozen pizzas already, especially with paper plates. Oh dear. Yeah, that's definitely a priority. Black Knight. I've not heard of the Black Knight satellite, Scott. I'll have to look into that one. Connections on Backy, Luke. That's the Coke and Backy. Site, well, you got the 200 litre there, got 20 litre shrimp tank there. If I rotate slightly, yeah, I think it dropped me out my end, buffering. Bad weather here, so I know that does affect things sometimes. I got 5 litre ram tank there, and then got fuel tanks elsewhere. Ooh. Hey Josh, Shelby Row, yeah. I'm guessing something brain farted my end, probably my internet connection. So if I send you a tank in the mail, it probably won't be a glass box. It'll probably be an Italeri kit of something like a Target or a Panzer. Yeah, could well be, Sean. The only, especially ancient type stuff, it's a pig to figure it out. Because the Leonids generally miss us, don't they? They're normally close, but no cigar. It's the Taurids that do generally hit. So, quite possibly. It's just good that we got the good old moon up there blocking a lot of it. Because every crater that's on that moon could well have hit the Earth. Yes, it's getting that glare in my glasses. You know why that is? It's because I cleaned them. I told you, Candy. Shoegazing. Look at your feet. Well, stare down your cleavage. Don't look at them. They won't notice you. At least I think they're still after food. I mean, they got fed literally just before all the tanks got fed, literally like 5 minutes before I started streaming. But you know what they're like. They see me, they think it's dinner time. Yeah, never make eye contact with wild animals. Back away slowly. Keep them in your peripheral vision, but back away slowly and look down. Look unthreatening. Well, lesson learned, Candy. You'll get it right next time. You'll do the super silent mum walk. So they don't know you. Don't hear or see you. You just waft past. You don't make eye contact, and you just waft back, and none the wiser. Oh, Doctor said it was a nuke. Yeah, I mean, oh dear. I know some of the guys with the new theories about ancient civilizations are getting kind of mocked about, were they actually more technologically advanced than we give them credit for? But so you see those massive blocks of stone, cut virtually perfectly square. Most people these days, I can't cut a piece of wood straight with a saw. So, chopping a however many ton block of granite. And when you consider, Shelby, right, I've never lived with children. I've not got kids. I just, children, customers, same kind of thing. Yes, it's how they actually, electric lamps in pyramids. Well, I mean, they did have what they call the Baghdad battery, so they did have power. They did have electric available. I mean, not high voltage, but they did have some electricity available to them. It's too many. Well, I'll say too many years. Enough time dealing with the public, and just people in general. So there's that. I mean, even if you go back to how old Stonehenge is, now, I mean, I think we're talking thousands of years BC or BCE or whatever they're calling it these days. And we're talking multiple tens of ton rocks that have been moved from a quarry in Wales to the top of the Somerset Tor. Yep, pretty much. Same as the sticking a couple of electrodes into a lemon and powering a small clock from it. Yeah, I mean, given a lot of the builders I've seen, Sean, these days, they won't be able to manage that. You'll be all right. Just flick water on the cat, Aaron. It'll soon disappear. Oh, that will do what most men like to do in the bath and produce a foul-smelling gas. As long as your cat's not like mine and turns around and you feel a warm breeze across your face. I have done, Aaron. Oh, excuse me, jiggling the camera about as I move my foot. It's just, it would take a lot of thought and a lot of research and a lot of, I would probably have to script it. And the closest I get to scripting a video is literally just scribbling down a few notes. So this is the one I want to talk about today. Oh, bless her. My approach, I see some of your guys' videos. Scott King, Queen Cichlids, Dan, Scotty. All the beautifully shot stuff, entertaining, educational, wonderfully edited, all that kind of stuff. That's just, I can't be doing that. I literally just hit record and start talking, and then I hit stop, and then I upload it at some point. That's as technical as my skills get. So I do kind of have to play it by ear. Krylon Fusion, I'd be a bit careful, Chris. So I'm not entirely sure what the solvent base is in that. Because if it's a lacquer base or a hot base solvent, it may melt the foam. Bob, once I get, I've got the subscribers. Once I get the viewing hours, yes, I will hit the monetization probably. Don't worry about it. I mean, 24 likes is more than most of my videos ever get, so you know. Yeah, it's oh, going. You getting there, Pam? You getting there? I think I need about another 1,000 hours viewing time for the 12 months. So I think it holds relatively steady throughout the year. And then obviously since I've been doing the live streams, it's bumped up. Yeah, yeah. If I could send you 100 subscribers, Pam, and you could send me 1,000 watch hours, we'd be sorted. As you say, you were stuck at whatever it was for ages, and now it's just flying up. Yeah. I'll say, oh, shucks. Thank you, Luke. Now I've got a few more videos than you. Morning, Priscilla. How are you, my dear? Yeah. You may well get both of them around about the same time, Chris. And so I did have that idea for the underrated fish. You know, 'cause you've done your beginner's guide to aquarium keeping. Great video, by the way. I reckon with your editing, etc. skills, I'll say I'll let you do. Yeah, yeah, right. Sounds wrong, doesn't it? You can take the idea of the top 5 underrated aquarium fish, because I know you'll put the crebensis in there. Oh yeah, music on YouTube. Someone owns the copyright to something everywhere, and I'm intros are easy. You just go, "Hi, Priscilla here. This is what I'm going to be talking about today," and then the outro is, "Thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, all that palaver." Now I'll say if you don't want to do videos, Sean, then getting someone else to do a video of your tank is a good idea. Then everyone gets to see it. Yeah. Well, Chris, as I say, I kind of feel bad when I say about the amount of work that goes into YouTube, considering the lack of work I put into YouTube, because I see obviously the amount of work that yourself, Jimmy, Scott, everyone else pretty much. Now everyone does extra work. Let's say Priscilla's, filming an intro and an outro. I'd do it all in one. I mean, okay, sometimes I rewatch it back and go, that was awful. Let's redo that. Or sometimes I get halfway through the video and either belch very loudly, pass wind loudly, or drop something on my foot and swear loudly, cut myself, burn myself. Yeah, the soldering photo etch video, which none of you fishy peeps will have watched, and I don't blame you. If you watch carefully in that, you'll be able to see the moment when I burn my fingers. Yeah, I'll say, I mean, I feel bad saying about the work because I don't do it. I just rely on waffle to get me through it. And now I'm in the hangout, modeling hangout with Luke, and actually Luke weren't there, but we were talking about monetization and Patreon and all that, and while I can see the views about not doing it, not paying someone else to do what you enjoy doing, because it's entirely up to the person as to whether they do a super chat or become a member or join Patreon or anything like that. Yeah, Scott, this one's short and easy for me. As again, I say, you fishy peeps probably won't realise that every Friday at 7:30 UK time, I'm part of. Admittedly, there's like 6, 7, 8 of us. But I'm like the guy who reads the chat, and that's a 4-hour live stream. And I've been doing that for a few years now, so I find just sitting here, reading what's going up and down this side of the screen and talking relatively easy to do. Yeah. If you can make YouTube a full-time job, life will be complete. Yeah. If I could make enough money out of my hobbies, then yes, I would be happy. Now, as I say, Scott, don't worry. Your tanks are healthy, they're balanced, and you've got a full biocycle running in them. A day extra, 2 days, it's not going to make a difference. Well, let's say, you're busy, Priscilla. Full-time job, house to look after, little one to look after, all that kind of stuff. Well, have fun, enjoy yourself, Scott. As I say, I can't catch you live, but I do make sure I watch you in the morning the next day. Well, I didn't see you this morning. I'll watch you tomorrow morning. And yeah, enjoy your fish, Scott. That's the important bit. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of that way, but I'd say if any of the modelling guys are in here, they've seen my workbench in my cave. And my tanks are absolutely pristine, wonderful works of art in comparison to my workbench. That looks like an explosion in an art and model shop that nobody even tried to clear up. Yeah, later, Scott. Yeah, so if I had the talent to insert things like music and jingles, I might be a bit worried about copyrights. But as long as I don't start singing things, I'm never going to get a copyright strike. And then I'd probably just get a strike for bringing the song into disrepute, because nobody wants to hear me sing. Again, some people have heard me sing when we do the birthday song. Workbench gives you palpitations. Yeah. I see Paul's eye twitching as well. Every time I move the camera down, yeah, you think your bench is messy? There you go. And he's like, oh my god. I get monetized on my live streams a big deal. Well, I think a lot of people worry about demonetization more than it actually happens. Hey Derek, how you doing? I mean, you're marked as not for children. You're going live late at night. I think it's only going to be if a certain amount of people complain about the vile language. Not that there is any. And most of the kicking the pardon me. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, same here, Chewy. I mean, the original why I started doing YouTube was because I was hanging around in the International Scale Modeler live show and the Hangouts. No, there wasn't actually a live show then, it was just live Hangouts. I was hanging out in that, chatting like we all are here in the chat. And obviously, you got to set up a YouTube thingy to do that. And so I set up Sharpies models, and then people started subscribing to me. As like, I kind of felt, hang on, I've got like 30 odd subscribers and no content. So I just used my banky old tablet, no, Samsung Tab 3. It shows how old that is. To basically go, hi, here I am. This is what I'm building. Oh, actually, Priscilla, I got a good tip, which I heard last night for duckweed. Now, listen closely. Now, I'm going to give absolute full credit to Mark's Shrimp Tanks for this. Okay, Mark's Shrimp Tanks is where I got this idea from. Right. This is not my idea. I had nothing to do with it. But yeah, dealing with duckweed, if you get a hair comb, fine tooth hair comb, pop it in the water with like, I don't know, eighth of an inch, half inch, yeah, bit of the comby bit sticking in the water, and just drag it across. Pulls out all the duckweed. Yeah, you clear up your bucket spillage, Dan. Mandy, how you doing this week? But yeah, so again, yes, I got that from Mark Shrimp Tanks, but yes, you use just a normal hair comb and you can clear duckweed in moments. Ten-minute video. No, not 10 minutes, Chew. We want at least an hour of that. Hey, Brian. Yeah, don't blame you. Heck, I'm sure there's some people here who've just fallen asleep, so don't worry about it. Ooh. Chris has got his prints going out. Actually, an actual fishy related one. Now, as most of you are probably aware, I use a small trap to catch planaria rather than using a chemical to kill them. Not that I'm knocking anyone who uses no planaria or fenbendazole or whatever it is to kill the planaria off. I'm not. I use a trap just simply because it's easier. Oh, make a model fish tank. Clear styrene is a pig to work with. Although I suppose I could do acrylic. But yeah, if I could, I mean, trust it, if I could find, if there was a company out there that made styrene models, or maybe even resin, of aquarium fish, that would be my niche. Yeah. And I completely lost where I was before then. What was I talking about before the model fish? Planaria. So yeah, so I catch the planaria because all I have to do is put a piece of minced beef, ground beef, into the trap, drop it in the tank, take it out the next day, and all the planaria have got, well, most of the planaria have gone. And boom, boom. Yeah, you get your water changes done, Sean. I've got shell dwellers in all my tanks, Sean. Don't worry about it. Every single tank has got nerite snails. Yeah, so obviously, yeah, I'm catching all the planaria, and they're alive. I was wondering, it seems kind of churlish to waste them. Would they be a sensible thing to feed to my fish? So, yeah, ground beef, that's it. Minced beef, ground beef. Thank you, Priscilla. Oh, bless. No, I don't do newspapers, Chewy. Yeah, minced beef. I put the entrance of the hole, as it were, down next to the substrate. So the trap's at an angle with a little pipey bit just on the substrate. Just makes it easier for them to get in. So I might try that. I might actually give that a go, see if I can feed them to the Crubensis, the juveniles. Because, you know, when you've got like a test tube full of them, that's probably quite a good meal, unless there's a reason I shouldn't do it. I would have thought they'd quite happily munch them. And they go through the baby brine shrimp and mosquito larva. It's less the accent, Priscilla. It's more the fact that I tend to drop letters. I try to enunciate correctly, but just two letters, but when I'm talking, I'm relaxed, then I'll revert to my normal voice, which drops half the letters out of the words. And yes, Pam, your post yesterday, or was it today? It's pronounced Worcestershire, Worcestershire, or anything weird like that. It's Worcestershire. So that's what I was thinking, Brian. If I could feed them to my fish, then job done. Other than that, I've been, because I don't really want to put live planaria down the sink, so I've been basically just shaking out the test tube into a small dish bowl container of bleach, killing them all that way, and then just pouring that down the sink. So yeah, I kill them before I dispose of them. But yeah, I mean, my accent, I've lived in several parts of the UK. I've picked up the lazy parts of each accent. I've listened to lots and watched lots of American TV and picked up some of the lazy parts of those accents. So there's probably about 15 letters left in my alphabet generally, which will be letters alphabet. Model of planaria. I could probably just pick my nose and produce one of them. Yeah, the chlorine will kill planaria, Mandy. I generally, no, it's bad. I don't like wash my nets or disinfect them. Generally, I don't use them all that often, so they dry out before I need to reuse them. Or I'm only moving things from one tank to another. I'm not going around every tank moving things about usually. Letters, yeah. No, like letters, like betters. Or yeah. Although when I'm speaking in a different language, I do tend to pronounce all the letters, even the ones that shouldn't be pronounced, which is a bit weird. So London accent, Scottish vocab, yeah. Yeah, I deal with Scottish people fairly regularly, so you're fine with me, Dan. I can understand you. If you need a translator on any of your videos. I'm I'm still amazed there's 30 people here. Yeah, let's see. Chlorine kills planaria virtually on contact. Um, a bit of leg cramps. Oh no, yeah, they're not good. I had one the other night. The wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning in agony, and you're trying to stretch your foot back up to 90 degrees, and you go, and then you realise you pulled your calf muscle. Um, sure, you probably know, but chunk of cheese and ready salted crisps or something really salty. Yeah, yes, Chris, we spell aluminium correctly. Although we do have, this is the weird one, obviously the aluminum, um, but there's duraluminum, which is how we say it and spell it. So yeah, so it's strange. I have occasionally, when speaking to American people, called it titanium, and that confuses them. Um, yeah, you got to stretch out of it though, or it just gets worse and worse and worse, and you're laying there in agony. Yeah, yeah. Two countries separated by a common language. Um, um, Past Brian, I have no idea who Sia is. Yeah, we all do it though, Dan. I've said elevator. I said put the trash out. When what I really mean is get in the lift, put the rubbish out. Yeah, yep. Piece of cheese and something salty, Bob. Cramps in the leg cramps in the night are generally caused by a lack of salt in the body. But yeah, good old chunk of proper cheddar cheese and a bag of ready salted chips or chips. Uh, I'm guessing you're talking about some kind of pop music, Brian. Um, I'm more of a metalhead. Well, I am a metalhead, grunge head, rock head, industrial head. I think the last pop band I listened to would have been the Smiths. Yeah, so as I say, the calcium, which is in the cheese. Yeah, and we actually have proper chandeliers still. The ones with candles in that you have to climb up a ladder every day to light in some houses. Not in my house. Ceilings aren't high enough to have a chandelier in here. Yeah, Warpath. I will do, Chewy. Yeah, I'll say it could just be surgeries or things like that. Don't do lots of bananas. Yeah. I say I only get it occasionally. It's one of those things like if you get, yeah, but I'd rather have leg cramps than eat banana, Brian. Yeah. Bananas is just, yeah, exactly. No, Luke, the ISM boy band or man band. We go on top of the pops, we sing the birthday song, guaranteed number 1 million seller. We'd have to do it live as well with Paul dressed as Warwick. No worries. Thanks for watching, Chris. I'll tune in next time on there. Yeah, I'd rather just eat a lump of potassium though than eat a banana. It'd probably be less painful. As most of you probably don't know, I do not eat any kind of fruit ever, ever. And a banana, let's put it this way: if a banana so much as goes then everything in my intestines just goes whoa. It's like, nope, you're not eating that. Which is weird because I like banoffee pie, which is banana toffee pie, but it's got to be a cheap one, so it's not got any actual banana in it. It's just banana flavored. Chill out. I think I heard of them, Chewy. Yeah. Rather have cramps than eat a banana. Yeah, no fruit, no pop music. It's texture. Yeah, probably. Yeah, peppers are different though. They actually taste good, Scott. And I'm with you on that one. I can go with Carolina Reapers. I can take proper chili peppers. You know, the kind of ones that you look at people eating them on YouTube and they're crying for their mummy and they're vomiting and they're calling ambulances. And you're sitting there going, oh. But I was like, again, no sense of smell. So my sense of taste is weird, if existent at all. And yeah, it's either mushy, horrible stuff or just bags of off-tasting water, really, to me. I mean, if you got a glass of water and left it for a couple of days and then drunk it, that's pretty much what eating an orange tastes like to me. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a Reaper sauce somewhere around here. There's a 6 million Scoville. Going on cayenne. Oh, so snack chilies. Ones you could get a bowl of and just sit there and eat. Yeah, they are. Well, more like the last 20 years, Aaron. They're the music companies are more concerned with making money than they are with producing art. So they go with what they know will sell, which is generally identikit, produced within an inch of its life. Everything's done on a click track. All the timings of everything are perfectly lined up. It just sounds awful. And it's got no life or independence or feel or soul to it. Hey, there's James Howdy, Fisher and Fever. Yeah, they're scared they might lose investors or no. Our new actor didn't sell 10 million copies in the first day. What is wrong? Yeah, what's wrong is it's crap. Yeah. So it's what I pretty much don't buy music from new bands. And yes, I still buy CDs. I can get started now. Thank you very much, James. We've just been having a bit of a warm up before you got here. Diuretics lose potassium. Nah. Yeah, give me analog anytime. I don't think anyone's directly after me, Scott. So I kind of took this slot because it meant I can overrun and don't cut into anyone. Yeah, a guy I watch on YouTube, Rick Beato. You probably know who he is, Chewy. And he did a video a while back where he was comparing modern, let's call it pop, whatever they've decided it's called these days. Rumba. They call it R&B. No, it's got no rhythm. It's got no blues. It's he was comparing a track of that. Lurk away, Joseph. I'm sure I'll say something to offend you in a minute. But they got a modern track and everything lines up exactly on the lines on the grid. Then he took an older track. I don't think it was Led Zeppelin, but something around that kind of time period, 60s, 70s, and he put it on, uploaded it into the program, put it on the grid, and nothing lined up. It was all over the place, but it sounded way better because of it. Soft dance music, yeah, well, I was never a fan of dance music either. I still call it bleep, bleep, dribble, fart, puke music, because that's what happens. You hear a lot of bleep, bleeps, you dribble a bit, you fart, and then you puke. Because you've been in a nightclub. Well, I did get kicked out of a nightclub once for having headphones on. I was listening to Nine Inch Nails because I couldn't understand what they were playing. Yeah, Rick Beato, that's the one, Chewy. Yep. Probably my accent making it sound weird. Before I heard him say his name, I thought he was called Rick Beato. Right? Thought that's a bit of a weird name. But yeah, I do like his videos. There's some very it's music taken to the nth degree and analysed way above what 95% of the population would even understand the depth that he's going into. But don't blame me, Aaron. They suck. It was a case of it was what we did. You went to a club. Yeah. See you later, Scott. Say hi to Paige for us. Have fun. Yeah, he can play, Dewey. And the ones he's been doing recently with the 20 best drum fills or bass intros or those kind of things where he's had other session musicians in. Some of those guys really are good. And the guy who gets in on the drums is just epic. And it's all I like watching stuff where I learn stuff. Right? But I don't necessarily want dull facts. In 1854, such and such, blah, 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 blah. But then on the other hand, I don't want too hyper and high energy. Manchester. It would have probably get free fish finger buddy. I think that's just called Manchester, Aaron. Yeah. Have fun painting, Pam. I'm sure that owl is coming along wonderfully. I could show you Chewy, but as most people will realise, my fingers are knackered and I can't actually play anymore. So I've broken my fingers too many times, and they now don't bend in the right directions for me to be able to play. I mean, my guitar is literally sat there, like literally about 3 feet past my arm, and I reckon if I strummed it, at least 3 of the strings would snap because they're that rusty. But yeah, I'll say to you, he came from a jazz and more classical background. Now he knows all the music theory, which is where knackered fingers. Let's just say I've forgotten how many times I've broken them. Candy, if you're still here, close your ears. Yeah, there's a. I mean, heck, I mean that is the recovery from another injury I've got, which is where I broke a knuckle years ago, and I've still got a bit of bone floating around in the back of my hand. Yeah, that's the thing. If you know what you're doing, you can make them sound a bit better. But with enough of that, you can make someone who can't play sound good. Howdy, Steve. How you doing, bud? When I had the misfortune once, it got leaked and quickly deleted and removed from existence. There was a One Direction, or 1D being the grades they all got in school, and it was them singing, but someone had turned the vocoder and all the software off. Oh my god, it sounded like the ISM male voice choir. It made us sound good, and that's like 7 or 8 tone deaf blokes trying to sing at the same time on a live stream. Yeah, don't worry, James. There's enough people struggling with my accent as it is. Yeah, I reckon if you hit it with a lump hammer, you probably broke it. Yeah, so especially these days, it's the these days it's the people behind the soundboard that are the talented ones. The people in front of the microphone are the pretty ones. Oh, you look good. We can soon make you sing. Am I sending you to sleep, Priscilla? Oh, bless. Rock-a-bye, baby. Yeah, you just got to get the scalpel and pop it. Says the guy who's still. Actually, no, I haven't found any for a while. I think all the shrapnel's out of my foot now. Yeah, it's the people who write the songs aren't the ones who actually perform them, which boggles my mind. I mean, not Linda Hamilton. Cheerio, singer from Four Non Blondes. She's wrote so many hit singles. You know, the money she's making from royalties. Yeah. Oh yeah, and so with the looking pretty, we've all seen like the Instagram type influencer accounts where they're so heavily photoshopped and touched up that you see a picture of them undone, it looks like a completely different person. Linda Perry, that was it. I knew it was a Linda, but for some reason Linda Hamilton came to mind. But yeah, the amount of hit singles that woman has written but not performed. I mean, I suppose if you don't want to be doing the touring and all that palaver, then if you can write the song, oh, bugger. I didn't realise that, Mandy. Yeah. Ghostwriters. It's like, what? And I refuse to call anyone things like P. Diddy. You might as well just change your name to Bellend and be done with it. only singer to turn down Van Halen. Yeah. But then, so Van Halen were a huge band in the States. They never really got that big in the UK. Obviously, they're respected and whatever, but the albums didn't get the huge sales over here that they did. Yeah, no. If you're going to make a song, make a song. No. If you can't make a song, don't make a song. It's simple. I swear, I have to begrudgingly give Ed Sheeran like at least a little bit of credit. I can't stand the simpering fool because he does actually kind of like sing, write, perform, play, all that stuff himself. Sass Jordan, I know the name, but I don't think big and well known. It's one of those where you hear the name and you know it, but you can't think of anything by them. Here's someone goes, "Oh, I was a singer in such and such," and I go, "Oh, right." Yeah, exactly, Aaron. It went from music with something to say to music with nothing to say. And that's when it loses the art. I mean, I'm not a rap fan. Right? Let's just get that out there. I'm not a huge fan of rap. See you later, Luke. Have fun. Say hi to the guys. It's you go back to, as you say, like 80s, early 90s. Public Enemy, NWA, all these kind of guys, and they had a message. Rage Against the Machine, got a message there. Music that makes you think, and now it's just something that goes in your ears. It's just noise. Which is probably why Beats headphones are so popular. Because I had to listen to some. It was 9 Inch Nails again. I was listening to that on some Beats headphones. That sounded absolutely awful. I mean, there are bands that are still going that have been around donkey's years now. The Cure is still going. They were around in the 70s. Alice in Chains is still going, admittedly. With I say a new singer. I think he's been in the band about 10 years now. They're bands that made it on their own prowess, their own ability. They toured the pubs and clubs and the toilets. They didn't go on to Britain's Got Talent, American Idol. No. If you're going on that, no, I'm not interested. What was it one? I think it was it The Voice Britain or the English version one year. He had a singer from Matt Bianco went on there. Actual singer from the 80s band, and he didn't get through. It was like, hang on, this guy, they didn't recognize him, but it was like he didn't get through, yet he is actually a professional singer, professional performing singer. Right. I'll have a listen, Bob. Either that, or perhaps if Dan's still here, he might stick his name, stick it up there. Absolutely, Aaron. Oh, yeah. Rings a bell, I think. The name does ring a bell. Um, I'm trying to think now. I suppose my first crush was embarrassed look, Tiffany. Um, yeah, yeah. I'll say I think I might be a little bit younger than you, Chewy, but yeah. So yeah, my first crush was Tiffany. I think we're alone now. So I'm my memory. Ah, yeah, it's never bad for someone to know you got a crush on them. You know, once they know, at least you got a chance. If they don't know, then you got no chance. Um, yeah, and so because of that crush on Tiffany, I've always had a thing for redheads as well. So yes, that's so yes, Mandy, I like redheads. Yeah, don't worry about it, Chewy. It's only a problem if you do something about it. Right? Yeah. If you don't do anything about it, it's not a problem. Yeah. If someone's that possessive and jealous that if you find someone else attractive or someone else is attracted to your other half, that it upsets you, come on. Um, how? If someone says they fancy your other half, take it as a compliment. Oh, yeah, that was a late one, Dan. Yeah, this is the perennial problem for us Brits with the live streams. The American ones are either that bit too late for us sometimes, and the Australian ones are that bit too early. And no, getting older, I can't stay up all night anymore. Well, sometimes I do, but that's just insomnia. It's one of the reasons I started streaming was to give the Europeans, as it were, somewhere they could hang out and join up. See if we can get a bit more of a Euro fish fam going. But I timed it. I tried to time it so our American friends could join in. And I know it's early for the Aussies, but if I went later, then I've got things to do later, and I didn't want to have to restrict myself to you can only do 1 hour, no more. Which is why I chose this time slot because there wasn't anyone on after me, which means I can ramble on as long as I like, especially now. Joseph's on a bit later, isn't he? He's on about an hour and a half, unless Joseph's moved as well. Yeah. So we're at that time. Has anyone got any questions for me? Because otherwise, I'm going to have to go and drain the vein. And if there aren't any questions, then 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I think it works out about 9 p.m. UK, Joseph. Is it 9 or 10? I think it might be 10 now. Citizen science. There we go. Not water changes, no, them done. It's general other stuff. I generally, obviously, not working at the moment. I generally do all my water changes Monday and Tuesday, and any other general tank maintenance. Thank you very much, Bob. Yeah, so citizen science, that sounds an interesting one, Joseph. I shall make sure to be there. Remember, Joseph, this week, right? Listen. You are not single, right? Get that in there. You're not single. I was actually quite surprised you survived that. Yeah, I've got to go have a water change like that. Yeah, yeah, got to change my water. Yeah. Well, so I think I'm about done. Done nearly an hour and 40 minutes. So I'll give it a little longer in case. Yeah. Well done, Joseph. Yeah. I was giving you so much grief last week. I couldn't help it. Ah, cool. I just need to figure out things like editing programs. It's just, I look at it and go, "Ugh." Well, I mean, at least Joseph, at least the doghouse over there is warm. When you become mainland boy and not island boy anymore, that doghouse will be cold and wet and probably full of slugs and snails. Yeah. It's by changing a solo. It's I. I mean, I don't mind admitting it. I was basically single from the age of 18 till 41. Um, yeah. Thanks for watching, Aaron. Oh, Premiere. Oh, no. Oh, no. Editing, no. No, I just, it's just not for me, Chewy. It's not how I roll, as it were. I'm off the cuff, and I'm basically, if you watch any of my videos, they're recorded live. It's the way it is. It's one thing sitting there with a camera pointing at a fish tank going, and here is this plant and that plant and this fish and that fish, and everyone's doing well. It's another thing when you've got the camera up here, you're talking to the camera and you're building a model, which, I mean, I'm sure most modelers wouldn't mind me saying. Most modelers, when they're building a model, that's what they're doing. They concentrate fully on the model. So to do that, whilst having a conversation with the camera, trying to make sense, trying to not get anything wrong, explain what you're doing. Yeah, apparently to be able to do that is quite impressive. But yeah, I've been building models for donkey's years, and I've been rambling, yakking at people for donkey's years. So it's a lot easier when you're talking about something you know about. So I couldn't be happier with Mary. We've been together. It will be 3 years on February the 13th. We're pretty much we are a perfect match. We like the same things. We find the same things funny. We don't upset each other. Need a film crew. Oh dear. Yeah, but Chewy, then I'd have to tidy up before the film crew came round. My house isn't big enough for a film crew. I mean, literally, the kitchen is like 2 feet at most behind the laptop. And it's only about 8 feet to the other end of the kitchen. And that's an outside wall. Yep. Yeah, fish necroscopy. Well, yeah, normal Sunday evenings for everyone. If everyone did exactly the same things, Joseph, life would be dull. We wouldn't learn new things. You see, I will be tuning in, and okay, I'll be nattering to Mary for part of it, but I'll be tuning in, I'll be watching, and I'll learn something, which is edutainment. Yeah, well, we all love you, Joseph, don't we? Only we all love Amber as well. So, you know. Anyway, I think I will call it there before I find myself sat in a puddle. So thanks everyone for turning up and tuning in and for putting up with me waffling for nearly an hour and 3/4. I'll see you all later for Joseph's stream. I'm sure everyone will be in there. Can we think of a raid? Oh, nah, we'll leave it because it's not straight after. There's a gap. So thank you all for turning up. Have a good rest of your weekend and a good week. Don't work too hard. Rock on. Peace out. Bye bye.